So today we're going to be talking about expanding Home Depot into Japan. Home Depot was originally envisioned in 1978 by Bernie Marcus and Arthur Blank. They were in Los Angeles at a coffee shop when they envisioned a superstore that offered a large variety of merchandise at great prices, with highly trained staff that would be able to sell and walk customers through every skill level that they need to do for home repairs and improvements. The stores themselves were opened in 1979. The first two stores were out of Atlanta, Georgia. There, each store was approximately 660,000 square feet, which is which is significantly large, and just significantly larger than the competition that was currently there. If it Bernie Marcus and Blank couldn't have completed this on their own, they had to have assistance with investments from an investment banker named Ken Lagone and a merchandising guru named Pat Farah. The products themselves weren't the main selling point of the store. They wanted to make sure everyone was able to complete these tasks on their own, and if they weren't able to, they wanted to be able to give the guidance to make sure that they'd be able to. So Home Depot qualifies as a multinational enterprise because they have locations in three separate countries. Those countries are the United States, Canada, and Mexico. So they started in the United States in 1979. And then in 1994, they acquired Aikenhead stores, and that created their Canadian division. It wasn't until 2002 before Home Depot decided to move south and expanded into Mexico when they acquired Del Norte, which was a similar equivalent to Home Depot down south. 3 years later, Home Depot opened their 2000th store. So homes in Japan and America both have very similar construction. While they don't always look like that, there's different reasons for that as well. So both traditionally used wood as their for framing as their base material. That was used for walls, roofs, all of that. Nowadays, Japan has been moving more towards using steel and concrete, which changes how things have been in the past. But a good chunk of uh, their current buildings are still made with the wood. They don't cover up their wood with the houses and stuff that they build. They maintain that wooden exterior appearance, but instead of using traditional materials that we would think of in America when it comes to the joints, they decided to go with complex structural joints, as seen in the diagrams that are on this slide. While American houses, they still primarily use the wood today, but the exteriors are often either covered in brick or other cladding like siding, which can be vinyl or wood cladding that's there to cover it to protect it for the future. We still use nails and screws at those intersections because it makes it easy, and that's how they've been using it for many years. So the question is, why Japan for Home Depot's expansion outside of North America? So the first point of that is Japan has a very large population compared to the size of its landmass. They currently have 125 million people located on that island. As of 2021, the annual change for the population has been relatively steady. But when it comes to the business portion of it, there is not a whole lot of direct competition when it comes to big stores that focus on home improvement and DIYs. The main competitor is a store called Canes. They're The easiest way to describe Canes would be a combination of a store similar to Home Depot and a supermarket like Walmart would be. So it's kind of an all-around store that includes the hardware portion like Home Depot provides. Other than that, there's not a whole lot of large chain stores to be able to go to. Open up a large market for Home Depot to step in and capture. One, the next point is the vast natural forests. This is important because lumber, as stated before, is still one of the primary building blocks for homes in both Japan and the United States. And importing cost for wood anywhere outside of the United States would be significant. The vast natural forest that I'm referring to uh, is because Japan is covered by approximately 67% of forestry. Mountains themselves are about 70% of the land area, but the forests still cover that portion. Other than that, uh, other than the forest population and the competition, and something else that plays a factor is that Japan has a very low unemployment rate. They currently hold a 2.4% unemployment rate in Japan. That is very low. What that tells you in terms of a company expanding into that region would be that they have good work ethic is the best way to describe it. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to hear my opinion as to why Home Depot is ready to expand into Japan. And here I have the references that I used for my research. One is from Zenvita.com. This is where I got information of how, the Japanese construction of the homes and how they compare towards the American styles. And then I also use HomeDepot.com themselves to go through their story and how they came to be. So you can utilize these resources to get further information before making a decision. And I hope that Japan's our next big move. Thank you.